to the Unclub here. No, it's the off night. Welcome to the off night, folks. An offshoot of the Unclub, but the offshoot is always a positive thing. Anyway, welcome to the off night. Lots going to be happening tonight. I got myself some brick wall behind me, so I'm looking excited about this. You know, I feel like I'm appearing at where is it? No, it was at Joey's. I think this is Joey's, or was it Joey's? I don't know. Anyway, we'll discuss it with your host and MC, Mr. Mark Sweetman.
Hey, there we go. Hey, the brick wall, I think, was Leo's over in Windsor.
Leo's.
He had the brick wall behind him.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
The Comedy Corner. The Comedy Corner it was called. Oh, let me get Andy back out here. Hold on, just a second.
Oh, he had the brick wall. He had the Improv have the brick wall too.
The Improv was the first with the brick wall.
There we go.
At 9th Avenue and 44th Street in Hell's Kitchen section of New York.
There you go.
They were the first ones to the wall, and I think because this is before video, so like in the 60s when they were doing clips of Barbara Streisand and Bette Midler, and because the Improv wasn't just a comedy club, it was a place where a lot of Broadway performers would come, and Broadway wannabe performers would come. And so you did get a lot of 8mm clips out of that room, and everybody saw the brick wall. That became the sort of the go-to for the comedy clubs.
Well, did you ever hear
Mitzi did the curtain like I got here, the gray the dark curtain. That was Mitzi Short, the Comedy Sword. Bud Friedman had the bricks.
Yeah.
Mike Lacey at the Comedy and Magic Club had the proscenium arch.
Oh, okay.
With both curtains on the outside and on the back of that. I'm trying to think I think the Ice House might have had a brick wall too, now that I think of it.
Got it. Okay. I remember the brick wall. It was like one time I was up in up in the Upper Peninsula, and I was surprised they had set it up just like the evening at the Improv. So
that's what everybody. Yeah, that's how everybody knew it, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of Bette Midler, the reason she did a lot of smaller clubs is for promotion. So when she was just starting off, she'd do just clubs that have 100 seats or 200 seats or less. And the reason she did that is she could always say, "I sold out at so and so. I sold out."
There you go.
She sold out 100 seats. I sold out 25 seats. I sold it out. So that's an idea for your if you're going to promote yourself. So
yeah, cool. All right, well, let's get Susan out here. We'll put her into the mix here because she always comes on every week and gives us a poem based on the week's news headlines. So, hi, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Winter season.
Yeah,
winter
feels like it.
And the Dodgers won.
Well,
that's the Dodgers won.
I kind of wanted the Toronto Blue Jays to win.
I enjoyed the whole 7 games. I predicted after the first game it would go 7, and I was right.
Yeah.
They were both good teams. There's really no losers. They both deserved to win. They both played great. I don't think anyone has anything to be ashamed of.
It was an exciting series. My daughter-in-law, who's an Angelino, born and raised. I pointed out to her that since she married my son, the Dodgers have not failed to make the World Series, and every World Series they have won. So she thanks me
They've been married
she thanked me for our son. I'm not saying that's the reason it happened. I'm just saying, that coincidence is.
Yes,
that's what a coincidence.
The blessings fall on them. Yes.
Yeah, I have
they
separated
bring
myself.
Blessings to Los Angeles.
Go ahead, Andy.
I have separated myself from saying that if I attend or I watch it on TV, I have no control over it. Okay, because that now releases me to be able to watch the games now, because I watch the game. I have no control over who wins or loses. I finally realized that, and now if you keep talking about this, I'm going to go back to my phobia. So.
Okay.
Have you seen those? What's the insurance company that does the ads about turning into your parents? Is that Progressive or is that Geico? I can't ever remember.
I think it's Geico. Geico.
Anyway, he goes, if you've seen the most recent one is, you're watching TV. You're not supervising. Sit down and relax.
Right.
It's so funny.
That's hysterical. I
love those
ads. Those are great.
I love those ads. I have a friend who is so insulted by those, and he's just like the dads in the ads. So that's what I go. Well, you should be insulted. They're talking about you.
He went to your house, took a couple of photos, and then started working on it.
Exactly. All right. Well, Susan's got our headlines in verse here. So why don't we? Exactly. Why don't we get to that? Where's my? So here we go. All right. I just need to put her on the screen by herself, and we'll be ready to go. If I could only. There we go.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Susan. I am your poet and writer for the off night. And today, November 3rd, 2025. Here's your poem. Dodgers win the World Series in game number 7. And do you think that Trump is destined for heaven? Our government is still shut down, and Trump is still an orange-faced clown. He's blowing ships out of the water, using them as cannon fodder. Count is up to 15 boats. Write this down and take good notes. Fatalities with no due process. People are dead. You can count these losses. Claim is 25,000 lives per boat he saved. If that were true, you should be amazed. Yet there is zero evidence the boats had drugs. These sunken ships are blown up by illegal thugs. The military actions are not permitted under maritime law. So here's the simple math, President Trump's real guffaw. If just 5 ships in 2 months were sunk, it isn't close. Numbers are double lives lost in a year to an overdose. Does Trump think he is an emperor? I, for one, think Americans would not concur. Here's the poem.
All right, thanks. Now, that second line, and do you think Trump is destined for heaven? Is that in response to when they asked him on the airplane if they thought he was going to heaven, and he said he wasn't sure?
Yeah, he recently. I hope I'm going to heaven. Something to that.
I didn't hear any Christian blowback on that. I thought the evangelicals.
No, people didn't go. Yeah, of course you're going to heaven. Nobody said that to him.
Well, or then nobody says, of course you're not going to heaven. But the thing is, the blessed assurance is that if he's a Christian, he is. So now I question, right? Now only the Catholics are the only Christians.
It's all about forgiveness.
Yeah, the Catholics are the only Christians.
It's not simply about being Christian, salvation, though, that gets you to heaven, because, Joseph in the Technicolor Dream Code of many colors would be in heaven, and he's before Christ. So,
but maybe is there like a purgatory up there they could hang out in, or what?
Yeah, well, if you believe in the Bible, there was Abraham's bosom.
I mean, yeah, so you got Hitler could go,
and there was a great
all of those guys hanging out in one room,
Yeah, there's a great chasm between Abraham's bosom, which was, I guess, paradise, and where the hellfire is, and the rich man and Lazarus story. Do you know that one?
Yeah. And what was it through the eye of a camel?
No, the other guy, the rich man. Lazarus was dying, and a different Lazarus, I guess that was a common name, and he was dying, and they brought him to the rich man's house, hoping the rich man would be kind to him, but nope. And then he died, and he went to Abraham's bosom, and then the rich man died like a day later and went to the other side of the chasm, And the rich man saw Lazarus over there in the bosom of Abraham and said, "Oh, Father Abraham, can't you have Lazarus dip his finger in the water, come and cool my tongue? For I'm tormented by the flames." There's actually a great gospel song about that.
Tormented by the flames. Okay.
All right, well, let's get Jason out here.
There's your Bible lesson for the day.
Thank you.
Thank
Susan.
you. Hey, so
So
rather terrifying.
which side of the
go.
chasm will Trump be on?
And I remind you, that was James Brown and the Fabulous Flames that was tormenting the rich man.
Yeah.
So yes, exactly. Hey, hi, thanks for
now,
the call,
am I mistaken,
Susan.
or is that the basement of the historical museum?
I believe it is.
Jason?
Oh, yeah.
We've been in that room, Susan. Remember that?
Yes,
wow.
we have.
Yeah. Not every picture I have is necessarily from a scary movie. Oh, the most, but not necessarily all of them. In fact, there was a time I considered myself a reasonably good photographer, but time has moved on. I'm hoping it's aspirational that next year I will invest in a proper digital camera, but we shall see. We'll see how that works out. Hey guys, I was at Unclub last night.
Oh,
hey, how'd it go?
I can see.
Do you have a good turnout?
There was a reasonable crowd of comedians there. I'm sure you're familiar that they have posted a bunch of new rules. Mr. Henning and I went round and round a little bit about them because he wanted to make.
What are the new rules?
Well, we can't be transphobic, homophobic. There's a judge out in the audience who will give us a yellow card if we're getting too far over the line. A red card if we go over the line.
Can we suck a dick on stage?
Oh, no.
I reminded Tim that I've been a faggot longer than most of these people have been alive.
Good for you.
And although I originally, I've got to be honest, part of me when I first read all this, because I was planning on going up there, I'm like, well, I'm going to break every rule they've got. I mean, that's what. But also,
you make rules. You make rules. The natural instinct is to break them.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, I think the only rule should be funny.
Be funny.
Be funny. That's well, and that's kind of listen. I will say this. You rarely hear me be immodest, but I was the best performer in the room last night. I hadn't been on the stage in about a year.
There you go.
And I was the last one to go up because I've been a little rusty. And I made a couple of little slip-ups, the kind of thing where if you were in the audience, you would have hardly even noticed. I noticed, but and then
Where you dropped your pants? Okay.
I wouldn't say drop. I was wearing a long floral skirt, sort of a sort of that 1970s wraparound look. Susan, I'm sure you remember.
A toga?
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, see, you've got to ask the lady who knows.
See, if you drop your pants,
I am not very fashion literate, but I know a little bit about clothing.
You drop your pants, you'll be a step ahead of Don Rickles, who always threatened to drop his pants.
Yes, Don Rickles would probably break all the rules.
Right. I found myself
was very offensive in his comedy, but it was also funny.
I found myself being a little more worried about breaking their rules and not paying attention to the It's like, you know what? If this is the way they're going to do things, then I'm not going to sit here and swim against the tide. You know what? Ned's running a show on Friday night out in Westland. Friday night, I'm going to go check it out. I looked at my material, and it's like, I've generated a lot of material over the years. If I just sort of separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, there's 5 minutes of pretty good material there.
What time is the Westland show?
I think you get there. I think you get there at 7:30 is when the gaggle forms, and then 8:00 is when stuff starts rolling. So it's on Facebook. I'm going to check it out. Apparently, the new rules at Unclub were predicated on some people saying some. Well, admittedly, if what Tim said happened, it does sound pretty nasty. But I don't know that you necessarily. Apparently, someone made some very ugly remarks to Lisa Green, which again, I asked him. I said, because he specifically sort of said no transphobic remarks. It's like, Tim, can you name 3 times that I have been transphobic from the stage? Please name. I'll wait right here. And he can't, because I never have.
Right.
I mean,
Well, they weren't accusing you of transphobic.
Well, I think not writ large, but Tim was certainly sort of hinting, if you will, that I would be the one who, and again, Joe the animal and I have gone back and forth, and it's kind of, in my opinion, sort of a routine, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I've done routines with you before.
Exactly. And there are times I've done some back and forth with other comedians, but I've always kept it within bounds and know that, guess what? We're here to have fun. We're here to make people laugh. And
exactly. The rule should be funny.
Be funny. When Mark had me open until I couldn't open anymore, because again, and it made sense. There were children in the audience.
Yeah.
A lot of my
He's
material
a chaser.
is not
Using Jason as a chaser.
Well,
I think the every other week, or actually not even every other week, twice a month is really hurting the show, because people have shown up hoping there's comedy, and then there's not, because they're there on the wrong week.
Well,
and so now folks just don't know when is there going to be comedy, when to show up, when not to show up, and it's really hurt it. When it was every Sunday, people knew, hey, we can stick around for some comedy.
And again,
but now we don't know. It's hurting the audience.
The other performer, I'm not saying they were bad, but they were just like I was sometime. They're just working on their stuff, and they were fine.
Yeah, who was there?
I didn't recognize a single person.
Okay,
not a single one. Go back and again, there are a couple of guys and some lady who were trying some stuff. And
was Lisa there?
No.
And we have that beautiful sign, and they're not putting that up anymore. I'm very sad about that. Please don't let them throw that sign away, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll see if I can get it.
And at any rate, just like I'm trying to say here with the podcast, I know we don't want too much inside baseball while we're on the podcast, but I think just some material investment in sort of a physical upgrade of the equipment we use. At the same time, I'm going to have to redouble some efforts in terms of going out there and doing open mics. And I kind of realized, hold on, I like doing this. It's been a while. And by the way, when we're talking about heaven and whatnot, we need to get a hold of Sam. We should give him a call. Someone needs to get out the Ouija board. He can give us the rundown. What's up with Lazarus? Was that a true story? Was it BS? You tell us, Sam. You're there.
That's right.
And he'll tell us the truth. I mean, that. I mean, he's probably already got the place.
I hate to say
he's best friends with St. Peter already, I'm sure.
If people could come back from the other side, we would have known it by now. So
yeah,
that's going to happen.
St. Peter also a Jew.
Yeah.
Also a Jew. Here we go.
Well,
and a fisherman. And I bet Trump would blow his boat out of the water because.
Well, if we look under the water where all this cocaine is supposedly heading towards, and we find Charlie the tuna is bedecked in Scarface fashion, and it's looking like some sort of underwater Al Pacino affair, then we know that definitely they got the right boats.
They were talking to
high,
Yeah.
Have you been seeing the clips by Senator Slotkin?
No.
Good stuff.
Well,
Good
but
stuff.
I do know that nobody bombed more civilians with drones than Barack Hussein Obama, our Peace Prize winning president, including American citizens who were all 14 years old, who had been convicted of nothing, who were sitting eating lunch at a restaurant, I believe in Yemen, a country we are not at war with. Hellfire drones, authorized by the President of the United States. In fact, Rand Paul even stood in the dock of the Senate and demanded to know whether it was policy for the United States to kill American civilians without due process.
Well, Rand Paul is one of the big voices against bombing these fishing boats in Venezuela.
Yes, he is at least consistent.
And the numbers Trump claims that every boat he's blown up has saved 25,000 lives from drug overdoses, but they're just in an entire year haven't been that many drug overdoses to match 15 boats of 25,000 each.
I don't know.
His numbers are very wrong.
I know this, that 11 years and 1 day ago, I lost one of the most favorite people I've ever had in my whole life, dead, 20 years old of a heroin overdose. It's not something that I am unfamiliar with. I've been in the recovery community for over 30 years. I've seen a lot of people die from fentanyl, from cocaine, from heroin, from alcohol, good old fashioned alcohol. And let's not forget, I got one right here, although this is for antibiotics. Which, by the way, really good. I'm told that not only is this stuff good for the stuff they gave me for my leg, but it also cures syphilis. So there's that.
Well, there you go. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
but my point being
it's a
that-
multi
it's a
yeah,
multivitamin.
there you go. But again, I still go and visit Kevin's grave on a regular basis, because unfortunately, when you die that young, you get forgotten. It's just the way it is. It
Well, everyone gets forgotten eventually.
Eventually, all graves will go unmourned. That's true. But when you die at 20 years old, your friends go on. They get married. They have families, and you at best become a faded and dusty memory long before the maybe you really should have. And like a lot of people, a lot of young men, and in fact a lot of women too, they got into prescription drugs because of an injury. He was a basketball player. His knee got injured. They gave him OxyContin. It wasn't long before he was on street heroin. We got him sober for the better part of a year. He goes out November 1st and doesn't come back. That was 11 years ago.
Very sad.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I don't think blowing up boats is going to stop the drug overdose.
But yeah,
in
we
America.
should be.
There's a better approach.
We should be blowing up.
And
We
it's
should be
not
blowing
okay
up the
to
doctor
kill
who gave
human
the first
beings on
OxyContin.
boats that are fishing. That one boat, somebody
they're not?
figured out it would have had to be stopped to fuel for gas at least 11 times before it would have gotten close
unless they're
to.
running drugs out to larger vessels, which is also part of the chain of movement. This is also a message to Venezuela, which opened up their prisons in Mariel Boatlift fashion to send a lot of their not very best up our way through the Darien Gap.
The good part about this war on drugs is that they will be sending more money to drug treatment and rehabilitation centers.
Yeah. No, they won't.
I hope so.
They didn't.
If we ever open up our government again,
I wish they
did. And people don't die of starvation because they can't get their SNAP benefits.
But you want to hear the little thing about treatment facilities? By the way, 95% of them are scams.
Yes,
sorry,
that is very true.
I would love to tell you different, but that's the truth of the matter. Again, I've been running around in these circles for a very long, most of my life. I've been, if we make it to November 13th, what 12 more days from now, 11 more days from now, I will have 34 years of sobriety. If I make it that long.
Congratulations.
Don't congratulate me yet. We're not there yet. But thank you.
How many years is it?
I'm congratulating you for 33.
You certainly that. Yes, I will take that.
Speaking of
sobriety and alcohol, or is it drugs?
He died at age 33, so there you have it. 33 is a lot of years.
It's a lot of years, but again, I've been around this stuff. I've lost a lot of friends, so I don't know whether these are just plain old fishing boats and Trump's out there doing something stupid, which is not beneath him. No, it's well within his his ooze.
I think he likes killing people.
He wouldn't be the first president.
Well, what do you think about this thing about going to Nigeria?
Well, they just slaughtered a whole bunch of Christians. In fact, you can see the bodies from space.
Why do we care about Christians all of a sudden? What happened?
Why
do we now care about Christians?
Well,
we didn't care about them before.
Well, I think
remember, we did care. We care about people.
I remember Michelle Obama with her sending our girls back when Boko Haram.
I don't think the current administration cares about people, but there's.
Well, wait a minute. No. Let's be fair.
That, aid.
If you're willing to praise the God King, they like you. If you're not willing to praise the God King, they don't like you. So let's not forget that. Let's not paint with a broad stroke here.
Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Again, I don't know. Does he think he's going to heaven?
Lyndon Baines Johnson got the Gulf of Tonkin measure through Congress, which gave him unlimited war powers. By the way, the only people to oppose it were 2 Republican senators over 3 bullet holes in an American destroyer, which might have possibly come from the other destroyer that was in the area. That might not necessarily have even been the North. And we did all that to save the South Vietnamese people from the horrors of communism. But in the process, we managed to kill a couple million Vietnamese. Now, to be fair, we should also remember that after we left, the comedy podcast people, after we left in 1973, the 2 bloodiest years in the Vietnam War were 74 and 75. We were gone, and then guess what? It got worse.
I don't think we were gone. Because in 75,
yes, we were.
75 is when the helicopter was on top of the embassy and there was
That's when we were evacuating our people. But in January of 1973, we signed the Paris Accords. By May of that year, everyone, all except for the people necessary to maintain a cordon around the American embassy, were gone.
Oh, okay.
I think that there's a lot of history of arrogant Americans going in and making things worse.
Well, we learned it from the British. They taught they were the best.
Oh, they were. Oh, they were.
We learned everything from the Brits.
Nothing.
Yeah,
like a people that treat their dogs.
So I'm hoping that maybe if Trump doesn't leave office, that maybe Windsor will annex.
He has to leave
Northern Windsor might become part of Canada.
If he doesn't leave office, then all those people that made him a god are right. So he has to leave office.
Can't Ontario annex Detroit? Let's be part of Windsor.
Hey,
you know what?
I don't
know if you want. I don't know if you want that. You probably want water dividing the 2 countries. You don't want.
I don't know.
I probably don't want to move, but would rather be Canadian now.
Windsor's a lovely town. I'd rather like Windsor. I haven't been there in a while, but
that freight tunnel still operates as long as we can get the schedule.
We explained to our kids how Windsor, Canada was just part of Metro Detroit. You know, when we were growing up, you went across to Windsor. It wasn't a big deal.
And you could get drunk at 19. Cheap.
They took bus loads of, 5th grade kids across over to Windsor, and we hopped on a train and we went to Toronto and then back for a field trip. I mean, you can't do that now.
Real
you imagine teachers,
donuts too,
Teachers taking busfuls of 10-year-olds out of the country.
We went to Tim Hortons. We went to Tim Hortons when Tim Hortons stood behind the counter.
Okay, all right.
That's all right.
He had maple donuts and he had hot chocolate that was great. There's none of that now.
They had the tunnel barbecue. Does anyone remember the tunnel barbecue?
No, I don't think I ever went there.
I do. The tunnel barbecue. Yeah. Just on the other side of the tunnel was the tunnel barbecue.
They're like, do you want to go hit the dancing girl bar there or the tunnel barbecue? And I'm like, no barbecue. No, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Were you Susan? Were you with us when we took Uncle Frankie over to Walkerville?
Yes, and we went and we had the tour.
My uncle,
and the taste testing.
There you go.
My uncle Frank, who after the war, World War II, worked for Stroh's, or was it before the war? I think it was before the war because he worked for the ice cream company because they had to stop making beer during Prohibition. But anyway, he came back and he wanted to go to the brewery that he couldn't go to when he worked for them.
Hiram Walker.
And so we went to Stroh Brewery and we drank pitchers of beer.
Yes.
And then the next day we went to Hiram Walker's distillery over in Windsor.
Yeah.
And they do the same thing over there. And they give you like a case of beer, a bottle of whiskey. I mean, oh my God. I am not going to apologize for when I was born, but thank God.
If we'd gone there 35 years ago, I would have loved it.
No, I know.
This would have been, I want to say, 84 or something like.
No, this was. I think it was before. I think it was before we got married. I think I was still living with Grandma.
Maybe early 80s, anyway.
Early 80s,
yeah. That was the time to go. I mean, what are you gonna do now? It's whatever.
Hey,
good.
You're just a Methodist now, Jason.
Well, I'm
a Methodist now.
Well, I dress like one, I mean, put on the black suit, white
You're
shirt.
just a Methodist. You're just a Methodist.
Now. Thank
You
you,
don't
Andy.
get to drink. You don't get to do anything.
Our-
Just be a Methodist now.
Our musical interlude brought to you by Andy Jensen. Yes.
Fruit juice.
What's the name of that Mormon play we went and saw on Broadway, Mark? What?
The Book of Mormon.
Book of
Book
Mormon.
of
The
Mormon.
Book of Mormon.
Oh,
Funniest
I
play.
can see how some Mormons
Funniest
might be
play
offended,
ever
but
written.
boy, was that
Oh my
funny.
God.
I don't think I stopped laughing the entire time.
So hysterical, especially the opening.
So
the opening
funny.
Song.
I loved it. I laughed and laughed and laughed.
I
It was
can't.
great.
You see, that's one of the funniest documentaries I think that's ever been produced. So yeah, I give it a lot of credit there.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I will try and I will do my best to make it to the open mic, Ned's open mic, and just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going down there as well. I mean, I hope things.
You said that's in Westland?
Yeah, which it's not that far away, and I mean,
not for us.
after I do the show,
What's the name of the place? What's the name of the place?
I have no idea. I'm gonna have to go on Facebook and there.
No, we were gonna plug it, but
yeah.
So show up by 7:30 to sign up for an 8:00 show.
Just anywhere
Comedy
in Westland. Well,
everybody.
the four of us will spread out in Westland. Just show up Friday night in Westland. And
anywhere in Westland, which is weirdly shaped.
People have said that about me as well, Susan. So I can relate. I understand entirely. Sort of like.
All right, everybody, hit the like button if you're enjoying the show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know what? I forgot to put that up. I got one of those up here somewhere. Let me see if I can
While Mark's going to do that, I'm going to say bye-bye, everybody.
Good night,
have a great
Susan.
week.
All right. Have a good night. Good to have you with us.
Have a good one.
Thank you for joining us.
Sunday school lesson, as always.
You're welcome.
All right, here it is. It's not just it's like and subscribe. I just put it down there.
All
right. There you go. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much.
That's right. You will obey. Do as you were told. Oh dear. So at any rate, yeah, I did realize that some of my humor has gotten, I know you guys are going to be shocked to hear this, perhaps a little dark. Perhaps
really?
Yes.
Who knows? How could that have happened?
Surprise. Surprise.
Me. After like my fourth serial killer joke.
Dark?
After my fourth serial killer joke, I could tell the crowd was beginning to, and I'm like, listen, folks, I understand, but it's Halloween. After tonight, I can't use these jokes anymore. I'm going to take them back down to the basement and bury them in the garden where they belong, and we'll dig them up again next year. So don't worry about a thing. So perhaps I will try and find ways to enchant the audience that don't necessarily involve the dark arts that I am rather.
There, yes.
Yeah, the children of the night.
Yes, very good. Count.
Ned has a Thursday night in Ann Arbor called.
Yeah, it's Hearsay.
Say what? Is that at the Hearsay?
Hearsay, yep.
Really? Right, where's that?
It's on the west side of Ann Arbor. There's hardly any parking, but it's still a nice place.
Where's it at? I mean, where's west side?
Liberty. Off Liberty. You remember the old
west side of
the place bar? You know that like county place used to be?
Yeah.
It's that place.
Like in the 2300 block, not too far
from 2350. It's 2350 West Liberty Street.
I got close. Okay, he does. What time does that show go on?
That is on Thursday nights at sign up at 7:30. 8. It starts at 8. They do sign up at 7:30.
It is an open mic?
Yes.
It is an open mic. You sign up that night. They don't do any pre-booking or anything like that. Right? Let me see what else.
Go up. Yeah.
Perhaps with the coaching and advice from you two, I can get my set list back into order where I might be able to, with confidence, start going up to the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase, which is a tad clicky these days, but it's going to be a little while before right now. I know, but again, Mark, you made your point last week quite convincingly that you've done all this, and the truth of the matter is I haven't. So I'm gonna. Let's just.
So I'm here. I'm here for it. I like going out to see. That's why I'm glad Susan started doing it again.
Yeah.
because it gives me a reason to go out. Because I mean, I don't need to go through all this shit again.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's
true. You know what? I did it once. I did it once in 2000. And when did I start coming back and trying? I was like opening and middling from like 95 to 2005. And at 2005, I was trying to get back to headliner. I did it by about 2014. And then I did it for 5 years, 2000 to 2012, until the pandemic. And then, and now I'd have to start over again. I go, I'm not going to do it a third time. I did it twice. I did it once. I did it once in my 50s. I'm not going to do it in my 60s. Sorry.
I was in the sauna yesterday, and one of the guys says to the other guy, and no, I wasn't having relations with either one. I was just sitting there sweating. He's like, have you seen Brad Wenzel? He was great. I'm like, Brad Wenzel? Really? Yeah. Was he at Comedy Showcase? Yeah, you know him. I know Mr. Wenzel. He doesn't know me, but I know. Yeah, I mean, if you mentioned my name to him, he'd be like, "Oh, who?" But he'd do it in the nicest possible way.
He would remember you. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, but Brad has seen a lot of open micers and whatnot, and I don't begrudge him his success. You know what? I mean, he's always been very calm and.
Well, he writes. He writes.
Yeah, he does. He does. You know, so I mean, good.
He would be writing back. He would be writing backstage over at the mix.
Yeah.
When the uncle at the mix would see him, he'd be in there with a notepad. In fact, I always felt bad when he brought a girlfriend when his girlfriend came with him because she had to sit there and watch him write because he couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
Well,
and you know how much girls like being this. You know how much girls like being second. You know.
Well. I look at it this way: the AI monster is coming.
I'm being sarcastic.
It's only a matter of time before my little side job of driving Uber is completely gone, and my main job could conceivably be consumed at any point in time. Getting along on my Social Security, it's a nice little extra right now, but if I tried to live on that, it would not go so well at all. And I'm not ready to take the long dirt nap just yet. I haven't been a burden to society anywhere near long enough yet. I'm looking forward to that. So we'll see what happens there. So
got another song for you.
There you go.
What? The long dirt nap. From where there is no return.
Yeah. The holidays.
Remember Shelley?
Yeah.
She's gonna be I know she's MCing or middle. I think she's MCing over at Ridley's.
Really?
On the 13th. She'll be performing with John Heffron.
Oh, Heffron is a great act. Oh
yes,
my God.
He is. He's one of the
I was so jealous
people.
of him. He's about 10 years younger than me, 8 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's about 8 years younger than me, and he came along and he was just zooming, and I thought, oh, I didn't really like. I was kind of jealous and envious of him.
Yeah.
Because he was doing really well at such a young age, and nobody wanted me at that age. I didn't start taking off till 32, and here he is at 22 going ape shit, you know. But then when you see him and you see his audience stays with him because his act changes as he goes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I love Chili Chalice, but he used to do what he called evergreen jokes. In other words, these jokes are funny now. They're funny today. My grandkids will be able to tell these jokes, and those are the kind of jokes he wrote, and he was right, you know. But in John Heffron, it's just the opposite. He cannot do the jokes at 22 that he's doing now at 57 or whatever he is.
No.
Yeah, but when he transitioned, he uses the same jokes, but he does the different viewpoints.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my kid. We're talking about his kid doing the same things that he did.
Right. Yeah.
He's doing he did that thing, thwang, 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 thwang. Same joke, but from a different perspective. So.
Exactly. Well, I do the same thing with my stuff. But he's got two favorite jokes of mine. One is about helicopter parents, and he goes, "Oh my God!" I go, "We left the house at daybreak, and the rule was we had to be home by the time the street lights came on. Nobody knew anything about what we were doing for that whole time in between. We didn't have cell phones. They just presumed that we'd be, and if we weren't back by the street lights, they didn't worry about us. They were trying to think of what they were going to do to punish us for not being home on time." Yeah, that's one of my favorite bits. And another one he does that I really like. He says, when I was a kid, my grandpa wore Tommy Bahama, and it was like his whole closet was nothing but 7 white shirts and 7 khaki pairs of shorts. That was his whole closet. And I used to think, my God, he's got no fashion sense. Now that I'm his age, I'm thinking, genius. I love that.
Genius.
And I bet he's not even doing either of those jokes now because his act just evolves all the time. It is so good.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you know,
I might have to go see Shelley. Although I'm a little bit upset with the castle. In fact, I just pulled out Mary Coyle, who used to book me for all of my private gigs there, because I made more money doing private shows for them. That working, they pay you like, $500 for the week at the club, but they'll give you like $1,500 to go to a private show somewhere. But anyway, and so I'm coming in, and it's like an open mic. I think it was the time I came to see you, Jason. And I said, she said it's $5. I go, alumni? And she said, what? And I said, I'm alumnus. And she said, I don't know, who are you? And so I had to call David over. Thankfully, everybody that works there for years. And Mary couldn't even remember who I was. And so I just pulled out an old paycheck with her signature on it. So I'm going to have to take that with me the next time I go there. I go, look, I used to work here. Here's the pay stub.
I work here.
I have pictures of Ridley doing Toot in the 80s. Come on.
That wouldn't be far off. That wouldn't be far off. That's for sure. He was in one of my. I was a film student at Wayne State, and he was in one of my films, and he played his in the cast when you did the credits at the end. Mark Ridley as the club owner.
Well, but to say club owner was in a couple of films that I saw back in the 70s, but it was a different context, not quite the same. No one remembers Kirkland Teeple. He did not exactly.
I remember Kirkland Teeple.
Yeah. I know, but people don't have a lot of good things to say about Kirkland Teeple.
He wasn't a good man. He was not a good man. He was very.
You're the nicest guy to say that. Yeah.
He didn't. He was. I tell you what. If he were alive today, he'd be a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Well, so am I, but I mean, I don't think that puts.
But you're gay. There's a complete difference.
Oh, you're right.
Kirkland.
Yeah, okay.
Kirkland was just closeted.
No, I knew.
Roger told me the last time he saw him.
Yeah.
It was last time I saw him, he had a bruised up car.
Yeah.
And he was going into Myers.
Right.
Get himself a bottle.
Yeah, my understanding
is Roger was married to his sister, or Kirkland was married to Roger's sister. I can't remember which one was, but they were brother-in-laws.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
There was, and then Carl. Remember Carl when they were upstairs at the Heidelberg? Carl the bartender.
Yeah. Well, for something I can't remember the story. You got to get it from Roger, but somehow Kirkland had fallen off the porch and injured himself. He had injured an arm, so he had like a full body cast.
Oh God!
And during a show, he was trying to get in the back to get some whiskey from the club, although he was not really working the club anymore.
Right.
And he was like, Roger had that window. And he looked out the window, and here's Kirkland with like arms up, and they're all wrapped up, and he could barely speak. And come here.
This is the window from the office that looked up to the stairs that were coming down in the back.
Exactly.
Okay.
Wow. I had no idea that comedy was so glamorous. I mean, wow.
Yes, it's a glamorous world.
Wow.
I'll tell you about the guy who got in the comedy gallery. I went on a tour with him. He got in the car. He said, it was his first tour I went with him. And he looked at me and says, he says, I'm going to put my teeth in if you don't mind,
Who was that?
Frank Towson.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And he was like some guy out there. So we were driving around, Fargo. And says, I can kill you from here. I said, look, I'm driving, okay? If you don't want me to be with you, I'll pull over to Fargo and that's it. We have to talk to people in Fargo. So, all right, I'll leave you alone. We get to Mayville, and Mayville's like, okay, it's a very small town. It was like a college town. It looked like something out of like Flubber. You know what I'm saying?
You were doing a Hanson run. You don't need to
Hanson
explain
thing, yeah. So I went up there and he says, "Oh, you do impressions. You're a parrot with skin. Is that right?" I said, "Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm a parrot with skin.
Yeah, there
Let's
you
go up there, you Buffalo town thing." And he goes up there, and so we leave Mayville and we go over to Bismarck. And I get a call from Hanson. He says, "Look, but before this, what basically was happening is Toss was trying to get heroin. He is a heroin addicted, so he was trying to get a fix." We got to Bismarck. He found
in Bismarck.
Fix. He suddenly goes, "Oh." He said, "Sonny, we were friends at that point. We visited a couple of places. Like, why weren't you normal before? Why did it take some heroin to get you this way? Sorry, Anyway,
that sounds like a Hunter S. Thompson story.
It's almost finished.
A fix in Bismarck. I mean,
well, here's the finishing topper. Okay.
Yeah.
So I get a call from Hanson, like not the big Hanson, but his brother, and he says, "I want to talk to Frank. I want to talk to Frank right now." I said, "Why? What happened? What happened?" "We lost the Mayville room." "What happened?" "Well, he made a self-portrait of himself in his room, but he didn't have any paint."
Oh dear.
Oh God.
Oh, dear. I know how that works. Yeah.
And I kind of go, "Okay, look."
Yeah. That's bad.
I said, "Look, why don't you just? He's very happy right now. Why don't you just let him go on believing everything's okay, because he could ruin this place if you let him. Okay, just wait until he gets back to the thing, and then you can go ape shit on him. But if you talk to him now, he could destroy this place for you.
Right.
So, and also he could hit me.
Right. Well, I mean, Mitch Hedberg. Everyone remembers Mitch Hedberg, but what they forget, because he's another guy who destroyed his life with heroin, is that he'd be booked for. Well, Mark will tell you back in the day when they'd have 3 shows in a night. He'd be great for the first one, the second one not so much, and by the third one he'd be so wiped out, he'd be awful. Because he's out there, he's doing his medicine in between sets, and. Yeah, it destroyed him, and the guy eventually has to have surgery to get his veins replaced in his legs, and he dies of an overdose. Again, this comedy show, folks, comedy. Let's keep the laughs rolling. But Jesus,
well,
Ned Rice's Friday night room is the Canton Brew Works.
Okay.
It's not in Westland. It's in Canton.
But he's got a Thursday night room in Ann Arbor. I did not know this.
He's got a Thursday night room in Ann Arbor and a Friday night room in Canton.
Well, I'm going to try and get maybe we'll do both, but I'd like to get back out there again and just see what I can do. And I don't know, maybe I'll just get chased off the stage. It wouldn't be the first time, probably won't be the last. And they love me or they don't. That I feel bad that Unclub has chosen what I believe will be the demise of the Unclub, and. But whatever. I mean, if this is what they want to do, that's their business. I can't stop them. And again, part of me last night was, well, I'm going to break every rule. But then I thought, why bother? What you're just wasting time. Just go out there, do your set, and I did, and it felt good doing it. So, mission accomplished in that regard. So, I'm sorry. Are you guys studying your scripture or something?
No,
that's what we're doing.
Yes, apparently I can see that. Yeah,
we have things we're looking up, my friend.
What's funny is with Andy in profile up against the red bricks, he sort of looks like a Peter Max interpretation of a Bob Dylan cover, with Santa Claus as Bob Dylan, in that one of his early '60s incarnations.
Yep. I performed in front of many bricks.
I've done a few. I've been slammed against the wall myself now and then. It was a long time ago, but I do know how to get hands up, hands against the wall.
Comedy Gallery had a lot of bricks. They had a lot of brick clubs there.
You spread them, and it was always fun to make fun of the backdrops. I
was always the good kid.
Yeah.
I was always trying to like, no, I'm sorry. I'm drinking fruit juice. I'm a Methodist. There we go.
Well, I just, it looked like the BTK background there, sort of the welcome to the BTK comedy basement.
Yeah.
And of course, the one person who knows who BTK was would find that endlessly funny, and everyone else is like, who? But as I have pointed out on many occasions, I'm not afraid of doing comedy for one.
Very nice.
And we'll no doubt do it again for
Okay.
one, and it's the way it goes.
That's good.
Yeah. Do what you know.
The sound of one hand clapping. There you go.
Yeah, there's boy clapping against the side of my head. Yeah,
There's always that.
When you grow up with Southern moms, they're not afraid to reprove their children in a very physical manner and fashion. So,
yes.
Well, back in the day.
Here comes another song, Southern Mom. Have you ever noticed Southern Mom?
Oh, I thought you were going to do the Neil Young version of Southern Mom.
What was that song about? I'm digging Stacy's mom, or something like that. Stacy's mom has got
the old Fountains of Wayne song. Yes, the from back in the day.
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Yeah, and
speaking of Stacy, have you heard from Stacy DeFord at all?
I have.
What's she doing?
She does weather on Channel 62.
Is she still doing that?
She's still doing that, yeah.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, and I think they have 3 female weathercasters and 2 male weathercasters, and she pretty much does every night at 11:30 or 11 o'clock. I mean, I think she's got the late night. I think she's got the late night one. So that's a move up from just weekends. She used to be, but I mean, she's been doing that a long time. She was at the radio station for a long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, all her kids are grown, so she's, she and her husband are like empty nesters. So I think her boy just made Second City in Chicago. Her son.
Really?
You know what? I got social media.
So
that's the type of thing a mom would brag about. So let me take a look.
Who on earth are you people talking about?
Second City and Main Stage. Stacy DeFord.
Stacy DeFord was a comic back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the few female comics.
All right.
And, she was okay. Yeah.
I just leave it there. I've only got about 8 minutes left. She's got 2. It looks like she's got 2 Facebook.
Oh wow!
So one's probably professional. One's probably professional.
Her kid made the Main Stage.
I got it. I just hope I'm not confusing her with somebody else. It's not like I know a lot of Stacy DeFords, but
no, I've got a second Facebook too, but it's for someone who doesn't look like me and who's a lot younger and who owns a candy factory. Yeah.
What was his name? What was your name again on that one?
Pepper Bullets.
Pepper Bullets. Yeah.
Pepper Bullets. Chocolate confections. And basement tours. Yeah.
All right.
Pepper Bullets.
Pepper Bullets. That's my new nom de plume. And
well, I did something above and beyond the call. I picked up an order, my last order.
Yes.
As a driver, I was in Detroit. And this family was coming out. This woman was coming out. She was, had 3 kids or 4 kids.
Yeah.
3 kids and herself.
Yeah.
Grandmother. And she's like, all right, get her. She's feeling sick. What? Wait a minute. Sick? So I found a bag. I gave her a bag. She was headed off to the children's hospital down there. There's a children's entrance.
What were you doing in Detroit? You just would drop there and.
Well, I just dropped. I dropped and I was picking up some orders down there. And that was going to be my last order out. And so I got her to the hospital. And she was very interesting things. Turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. There, go. Kid, here's a bag. Don't throw up.
Yeah.
I get her down there, and then she says, my phone. I can't find my phone. Look in the back of the seat. So I got my little flashlight looking back there. It says, shit, I must have left it. It must have fallen out in front of the apartment complex. And she goes, oh, no, that's it for that. So she takes the kids in and goes in and stuff like that. And I kind of go, well, it's only been a few minutes. I retrace where I picked her up.
Right.
I zip back there.
Yeah.
Go and I find the phone is right in the middle of the road.
Well, of course it is. Where else would it be?
Grab the phone. I get it back. I take it back to the hospital.
Right.
I get down there and they said, well, she's already inside.
Of course.
You know, I'm looking for this old woman with 3 kids.
Right.
Old woman, 3 kids. Kids has a stomach problem. I don't know. Wait a minute. Oh, her. Oh, okay. So I give the phone and she's already in the back there. So I said, okay.
Right.
And she gave me her phone number. So I thought, well, if she wants to call me back, great. That'd be wonderful. Anywhere. But I left.
Yeah.
It's like that. I wish I could have seen her face because she assumed it was going to be done.
Right.
But, I did the extra effort. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, just remember, Andy, there will be no extra money, but on your deathbed, you will achieve total consciousness.
I know.
So you have that going. You got exactly.
Gunga.
Yeah, that's right. You will. That's as good as it's going to get. That's all you can do.
But
take it
my
from a man.
Message to Garcia. Send the message to Garcia.
I have actually driven to Alabama. So
I can't find it. I can't remember. I can't remember Stacy DeFord's married name either, which is what her son's name would be.
Oh,
but anyway, I'll text message. What's that?
She married. I think she married another announcer, like another guy in the biz.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
I think he was like a Birmingham attorney or something like that.
Oh, got it.
God. I would marry a Birmingham attorney so fast it would make your head spin.
I can see you cooking in the kitchen.
I would like you to introduce you to my husband, Abraham Rabinowitz. Rabinowitz, and
Rabinowitz. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Rabinowitz, and how?
And how?
How?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Do we screw them and how?
And it would be like, Abe, you do whatever you want. It's fine with me. Yeah,
I know some aging female weathercasters out in LA and New York too. So it might have been one of them. I don't know. Somebody sent a kid to Chicago for Second City.
An aging female weathercasters. I remember when I predicted the storm of '68. When I say aging, I'm telling you, it's a compliment in local news. If you're over 40 and you're still presenting the weather when you got all these stacked cookies out there, she's coming out there in a micro mini that had the big, the little polka dot kind of thing.
Well, I tell you what, she hasn't changed her glasses fashions in 20 years. So, I mean, obviously. Now, it is the CBS affiliate, which automatically means she's still younger than most of her audience. But,
Pretty much, yes.
I got my...
And they still have that sort of out-of-focus camera,
CBS is smart. They got Matlock, they got Elsbeth, they got The Good Wife, they got all these movies, all these serials that people like that are over the age of 50. The demographers, they do not want that because they don't purchase as much. But you know what? All the other networks are learning from CBS because CBS knows that age group watches television. They don't stream shit. They're watching what comes on. If their show is on Thursday at 8:00, they're watching it Thursday at 8:00 because that's what they grew up doing.
That's where you used to see all the Metamucil commercials and by the way,
Cream. Pepsodent. There you go, my friend.
Tom Selleck hustling you out of your house so that your grandkids and your kids inherit nothing but pain and despair.
That's not going to happen to us.
Exactly. I know. I'm telling you. You've already sold it. I know.
Susan and I should write the book because we decided to be artists, and she only got into law in the last 10 years.
Right.
And she doesn't make a lot of money doing law. She's just a paralegal. She's not an attorney.
Right. We're closing.
But we did all this stuff, and one of the things is we got so used to living. Well, yeah, we got less than a minute left. It is almost over.
Give us the 20 seconds. Come on, man. Finish the story.
All right, here's your 20 seconds. Okay. Anyway, we know how to live on little money. Okay, next week we'll be back at 8 o'clock, like we always are. Monday night. Join us. It's 3 white guys with beards. Please, judge. And be here one more week before he heads out to California.
Hail the revolution.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to figure out how to get some clips of Andy out in Victorville, California, as he plays Santa Claus.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, we'll see everybody next week.
Okay.
All right.